Hello everybody, this is Doug Jankowski with the Grizzled Geek, and today I'm going to be coming to you with a new game. I've been doing Star Wars for a long time, and I'm going to keep doing Star Wars on Thursdays, but I thought I'd change my Sunday uploads to a new game. For now, it's going to be Sentinels of the Multiverse, the video game, but I'm probably going to mix it up, and every few weeks, every couple months maybe, check out a new game and kind of, show you guys some of the other games that I play. I'm starting with Sentinels of the Multiverse because this is a very, very cool game. It's based off of a trading card game. Well, not exactly a trading card game. It's a deck building card game, which is probably the best superhero card game out there right now. And the great thing about this video game is it perfectly mirrors that card game, even to the extent of how it was released. So when this video game initially came out, it started with a basic set, which was exactly the basic set that you got from the card game. And then as you went, you could buy expansions, which would include things like Rook City, which added new heroes, new villains, new environments. Same, and it went through Infernal Relics and individual packs, things like that. So it was very cool in that sense. It perfectly replicated the game, as well as just being released in the same way. So very cool. Over here we have this is the game interface right here, and over here we have some advertisements from Handelabra Games, the guys who translated the game from the card game into the computer game. And they'll talk about or advertise things like right now they're having like a kind of like a player appreciation thing where they're offering variants of various characters each week. They also have things like they'll advertise their podcast, just talk about things that are coming out in the future. Things like that will come up over here. So let's kind of look over here at the various elements of the game. You've got the credits down here. Options let you display, decide how the game is going to play. Are you going to have the music on or not? The cool thing is each environment has its own music, so that's kind of cool. Different attacks have different effects, so you can use the effects volume. So if you want to hear what it's like when your characters punch or blast or shoot the villains, or vice versa, you could have that on. I typically don't, but it's kind of fun to do every once in a while. You can change the display, how quickly these cards go through what they're doing and disappear from the screen. You can have the effects of damage and things like that animated. So lots of cool things. Gameplay, it'll automatically choose some stuff for you. So those can all be chosen down here. I'm not going to click on the multiverse right now, but you can. Well, actually, I will. Go ahead. I'm not going to go into each individual character, but you can go click here and see the background of all of the characters. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's pick one here. So let's go ahead and find, one of my favorite characters, the Wraith. The Wraith is essentially a female version of Batman. So it gives you kind of her comic book stats, gives you the background, which is very much like Batman's type of background. So it gives you all of that. You can see what variants there are of her, things like that. So let's go back. See, you got Legacy here, who's kind of like like a Superman, Captain America type character. So you can go ahead and check all of those out there in the multiverse. They even have some comic type things for them, so you can the characters and the stories progress like a comic book would. You've got a how to play. We'll run through all of the various things, how gameplay works, what the cards look like, the different types of cards there are, things like that. And the great thing about this game is it will teach you how to play the card game because it will show you how all of the cards interact with each other. That might be a little confusing the first couple of times you play the card game. So that's nice. That's a nice feature. The achievements, This is something that you can keep track of on Steam, and you'll accomplish those. Some of them it tells you what you have to do to get them, and then there's some hidden ones. And some of them, I still have 23 to go. Some of them are opening up new characters, and then basically they'll come up. That's what's going on right now with this event. You can see over here, they've got variants of these characters. They are initially, you don't know how to get them. You just kind of play the game, and then if you meet the circumstances, it unlocks the card for you, and then you can go and find the. So if we go back to the achievement, I believe it doesn't link through here, but you can go to. There's a website that will tell you how to unlock the various characters. What you have to do to get it, and it's usually something like, for example, this guy. Somebody has already figured out how to unlock Extreme Prime Warden's Argent Adept. What you have to do is play all of his unique cards, which I'm not going to go too in depth in how his cards do. He's got these unique cards that give him special powers, that he can change up his powers. He then you have to go through and activate all of those powers in order to unlock this guy. If you do that, then you get this guy unlocked. All right, another great aspect of this game is that you can play it online with other players. So it will kind of give you that the same sense of sitting around the table playing with your friends. I mean, obviously you're not right next to each other, but if you are online with your friends, you can be on something like all right, another great part about this game is you can play online with other players. So you can click on the online multiplayer and look for a game or set up a game. So it'll be a lot like sitting around the table playing with your friends. And in fact, if your friends also have the game and you have something like TeamSpeak or Mumble or one of those type of services, you could all get online, play the game together, be talking over the headset with each other. So it's a kind of cool option there. Each week, usually Monday afternoons, they'll release a weekly one-shot. I've already finished this one. They will assign a villain, assign specific heroes as well as the environment, and give you a little backstory about what's going on, like setting up a comic. And then if you beat it the first time through, you get a mint cover for this comic. If you lose once, I think it's near mint, and then it goes down in value like it's grading a comic book. So depending on how long it took you to beat. So for example, the week before, really hard. It was a really hard battle. I only got fine. The one before that I got mint. So you can actually go back and redo these. I could replay this game if I wanted to, even though I already beat it. If I went, oh, that was really fun, I'm going to play it again. You could do that. All right, but the crux of the game is, click on here, the new game, and this is where you set up your battle. So you're going to choose a villain between 3 to 5 heroes, and then an environment. So the villain, if you want to see what the villain's like, you can double click on them, and it gives you their setup and what their victory conditions are and stuff like that. Usually the villains will have, it might be they just need to KO all of the characters. For example, Grand Warlord Voss here, if at the start of the villain's turn there's 10 or more minions in play, he wins. So you gotta control those at the same time, trying to knock him down, trying to defeat him, but also making sure he doesn't get too many minions out. You'll see down here he's got a difficulty. This is how difficult it is to beat him. In theory, these are usually pretty accurate, but not always. So she's pretty difficult to beat. He's theoretically very easy. So and it goes through these. Some of the villains have variants, much like the heroes do. So you can fight the different versions of them. So you'd get a villain, then you go over here, you select your heroes. Here you go and you select your environment. The great thing I love about the heroes is they're all slight variations of superheroes that you would see in comic books. Like Expatriata is kind of like Nick Fury, kind of like the Punisher. Mr. Fixer is kind of like a Daredevil type character, or something like that. He's not blind, but he's a martial artist. In this case, he's a martial arts mechanic. You got the Scholar, who's basically the dude. Um, you've got Omnitron X, who's kind of like he's a good guy version of the bad guy, Omnitron. So it's cool. He became sentient and became a hero. You've got Captain Cosmic, who's kind of like a Green Lantern type character. So it's cool. They've all got these, they're somewhat. Guys is very much a Deadpool wannabe. He even breaks the fourth wall. He'll talk to you during the course of the game. He'll say, "Oh, choose that card," or something like that. So it's very fun environment, very fun. Just the way the game is put together, they did a great job of capturing the feel of comic books. The environments are pretty classic comic environment. You've even got the Enclave at the Endlings, which is very Jack Kirby type environment. So there's lots of cool. You got the version of the Helicarrier ish, the Fantastic Four's tower. So there's all kinds of cool little things there. There is something else here I want to show you. You can change up how you play. Normally you play against one villain, so the villain will go, your heroes will go, the environment will go, and then that's a round. You go back to the beginning. There's another way to play it that's teams. So you would randomize the teams. You go, these three villains are against these three heroes. So it would go villain, hero, villain, hero, villain, hero, environment. And then that would be a round. So there's multiple ways to play it. So I would recommend starting with the classic, the classic one villain against multiple heroes, so that you can kind of get a handle on the game before moving into the team. But once you've done that, once you've gone through these and you can move into the team games, give you a little more of a challenge. And speaking of challenges, you can change the challenge rating of the villain. So if you've gotten good with the particular heroes, you're playing a good set of heroes, you can up the challenge rating by choosing to fight the villain on advanced, which would add this advanced power, or challenge mode, which adds, instead of the advanced power, it adds this other power, or ultimate mode, where it adds both of these powers for additional difficulty. One of my future videos will be actually showing you my super team. I've gone through and picked the superhero lineup I think is the most effective lineup. It's almost a totally unbeatable team. There's only been one villain who has given that team any kind of trouble. So I will, in a future video, I will reveal what my ultimate team is, but I don't want to go into that too much now in this video. So let's go ahead and go back, and I want to look at a few things in the how to play to give you kind of an overview. Actually, let's do that actually as part of a game. So let's go ahead and I'm going to continue the game I had started before. This is actually my second time recording this video. For some reason, my audio didn't record the first time, so I'm having to redo this. So this is a game already in progress. These are the heroes that kind of got randomized. The environment is the circus here, basically. I forget exactly what the circus, the Phantasmical Festival of Conundrums and something else. I don't remember exactly. And then the La Capitan is the villain that we're playing. So what's going to happen in a round? She's already gone, so I'll play through to where she goes again. Normally she'll start it off. Again, we've got her set up. This is what happens at the very beginning of the game before anything happens. She's got this her ship so she'll always start with her ship. And then this tells you how her turn plays out. So let's go ahead and then move to my first hero. We can go and say, all right, we're going to play Plucky Break, which what we're going to do here is we'll go ahead and look at what the card does. You remove 2 tokens. That's a special thing for his. And then if you do, you draw a card and he deals 1 target 2 melee damage. I didn't have any tokens, so instead I regained 3 hit points. Now you've got a few different types of cards that you can play. One-shots, which is what I just did. You've also got ongoing cards, which either give you a specific ability, like this one, that whenever a hero target deals a non-hero target damage, they can also do setback 2 damage. And if they do that, he gets to add tokens to his unlucky pool. And he uses those tokens to power other abilities. So ongoings might give you just that basic thing there, or they might give you an alternate power. So here I can remove 2 tokens from my unlucky pool, and if I do, I regenerate or I regain 2 hit points, and then 1 player on my team can draw 2 cards. Well, I don't have any luck pool points right now, so I'm going to have to use his base power. So you play a card, then you use a power, then you're going to draw a card. So he adds an unluck point and then plays the top card, which again he didn't have the tokens he needed to take out, so he healed again. Alright, so I'm just going to play through these real quick. I'm not really going to pay attention to what I'm playing because I just want to show you how the round works. So I played a card, I do a point of damage to her, then I'm going to use my power, which also is going to do some damage, so I'll do some more damage to her. Then I draw a card, and that proceeds through all of my characters. Another type of card that we have is an equipment card. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this equipment card here. So now I can use her regular power, or this equipment card gives me a power. So I'm going to use its power. Now a lot of these things will have keywords associated with them. So you've got ongoing, one-shot. This one's a distortion. Some of them will say limited. If they do, you can only have 1 copy of that out at a time. So a lot of these will come into play when certain cards get played. So there might be something that says destroy all ongoing cards, or destroy all distortions, or something along those. All crew cards do this thing. So anybody who says crew on it, they do something. So those will come into play in different cards that either the characters, the villains, or the environment will play. All right. So let's. I'm not going to worry about. Again, I'm not too concerned with going through what all of the cards do. I just want to show you what the how the rounds play. So play a card, use a power, draw a card. Then the environment's the environment goes, it plays a card, and then it'll tell you. So now I didn't really see what this card did. I want to know what it does before I decide what happens here. So I'm going to click Meanwhile. This takes me back to the play surface, so I can say I want to see what he's got in his hand, or I want to see what this card does. I double click on it, and it'll tell me, at the end of the environment turn, deal the hero target with the highest hit points and the villain target with highest hit points 2 projectile damage each. So interesting. And then up here in the corner, it will tell me who meets those specifications. Same thing here. You can go look. She shot La Capitan with an arrow that increased damage against La Capitan. It tells you that here. La Capitan doesn't have any cards under her. If something else were happening that was like increasing damage, decreasing damage, not allowing somebody to deal damage, those would all be listed here. Alright, so let's go back to this. This one is telling me that basically we're going to discard the top card of all of these decks. I could do it one at a time by clicking on these, or I can just go down here and have it choose for me. Basically what's going to happen is if any targets, that is things that have hit points, these little explosions with numbers in them, if any of those are discarded, all my heroes will deal themselves 1 psychic damage for each target that comes up. So we go through, a crew came out, so now we're all going to deal ourselves a point of psychic damage. Now I've got a card that lets me redirect damage. I'm going to go ahead and do it just for the heck of it, just to show you how it works. So I'll click to discard that. I'll click to discard that. And now I get to pick which target is going to take that damage for me. Alright, so then that's revealed. Now it keeps going. Alright, so now we move on to the next card. And we go through its thing. And then here's the villain turn. This is normally, it's the first thing that happens. Oh, that's bad. So this guy does X damage, where X is the number of ongoing or equipment cards in play. There are a lot, apparently. So he's going to do one of these guys a lot of damage. I'll choose him to take it because he'll take less damage. And then it goes through and plays all of their stuff. That's the gist of it. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Couple of other things I want to point out here is we already pointed out the effects thing. These are the effects that are going on. We've also got a rewind button, so if I realize that, oh, I messed up somebody's turn, I can go back. It's Madame Minimir's Fantastical Festival of Conundrums and Curiosities. So there's lots of cool environments, so definitely check those out. We've got, if you're just confused with what's going on and you need to know, well, what are the types of cards? We can see those here. If you want to see how does gameplay work, it'll give you an overview of that. So there's that, and then here we can do the options that we already saw on the main menu. We can go back to the main menu, or we can restart the game. We're going to go ahead and go back to the main menu. If you're done playing the game, you can click the X. The nice thing is this continue game function, it remembers where you were in the game. So you can just go, I'm going to exit, it's time to go to bed, whatever. And the next time you open it up, you can just click continue game and take off from where you left off. So there you go. That's Sentinels of the Multiverse. Again, like I said, one of my favorite games right now. The card game is excellent. It's a really awesome game. I highly recommend picking it up if you can. I definitely recommend picking up the video game. It's really fun. There's a lot of expansions out for it, so you can get the full gist of what's going on, or the full range of characters, villains and superheroes and whatnot to play. It's really good. In future weeks, I will show you, I'll actually play through some full games, like I'll do a weekly one-shot. Like I said, mentioned before, I will go show you my super team, what I think is probably in my opinion, the most unbeatable team out there. Some point in the future, I might show you how to unlock one of the variants. So, there's a lot we can do with this. Probably for the next couple months, I'll be on the Sentinels of the Multiverse game on Sundays. I'll post those on Sundays. I'll still post Star Wars videos on Thursdays. So that's what we can look forward to. And then after that, I will take a look at other games. Some other games I'm playing or have in my Steam account. If you want to recommend any games that I should check out, please do so in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of this video and the idea of switching up what I'm making videos on, which games I'm making videos on. If you have any other recommendations, like I said, put those in there. Just let me know what you thought. Have you played Sentinels of the Multiverse? What are your opinions? And then the last thing, please, hit that like, hit the subscribe, share with your friends. We're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, guys, and we'd really like your help to make it the rest of the way. And when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we are going to have a contest that week. So if we hit that 1,000 subscribers next Tuesday, from Tuesday through the following Monday, we'll run the contest. and each of the types of videos that we release in that week will have a drawing for a T-shirt that we're going to have made up. So my video game things, there's two of them. We'll combine, the people from those two videos, from our two Ruby videos, from our Grizzled Game Master video, our news videos, and our hopefully we're going to have another Does It Hold Up out there for you guys. And so we're going to give away like about 5 T-shirts. And to get that, what we're going to ask you to do is to be a subscriber, to hit that like button, and to comment on the video. And then we'll take all of the people who commented on the video or videos of that type, put them in a hat, we'll draw, and that person will win a T-shirt, as will all of our patrons. So if you want to guarantee yourself a T-shirt and you'd like to subscribe our channel, please check out our Patreon link below. If you just want to help us out with maybe a one-time donation, you can do that through our GoFundMe page, which will also have a link below. We thank you guys very much for your support, for getting us this close to 1,000 subscribers. Please share us with your friends. We'd like to keep growing this channel. We want to keep upping our production values. We want to get to where we're getting content out on every day, maybe multiple times per day some point in the future. But yeah, we're really dedicated to this channel. We really like having this way to communicate with you guys, keep bringing you cool content. So please comment, share, like, let us know what you like, what you want to see in the future. Join us on Patreon or Patreon as a patron. Thank you very much, everybody. You guys have a good night, good day, when you're watching this video, and I will see you Thursday with another Star Wars video, and next Sunday with some more Sentinels of the Multiverse. Thank you.